Wall Street, the financial district of New York, represents financial and economic power, although recently it is said to be the center of greed and corruption. Blamed as one of the causes for America's economic downturn, it is now being occupied by protesters.
Considering I'm an avid believer that you can move anywhere and do anything you want to do, I had to come to this protest on Wall Street to see what the problem is with employment and the economy in New York City especially, because I believe they're fighting for the same dream I have.
My name's Jesse Reyes.
I'm Liza.
Georgie.
Tanya.
I'm Jason.
My name's Jordan. I'm Melody. Belle. New York is a place where somebody said that you could be in the whole world at one time. And I feel like New York also, we know, represents sort of a financial center, kind of the center of a interconnected global economy. And what we see is a big divide happening. And New York has always been New York because of the tapestry of all the people that live here and all of our lives being weaved together. And we're losing that. I think that if we, as a New Yorker, if we allow the disparity to grow even bigger, we lose New York City.
What's interesting about this is that 50 of the 400 richest Americans live in New York, right? And yet 20% of New York is under the poverty line, right? So these are issues that are very central to New York. You know, if you're talking about New York specifically, right? This is a huge issue here. The fact that we have such a wide gap in the rich and the poor.
What I feel is sort of a common thread is that everyone here is disenfranchised with the current state of affairs and the direction that our country's headed right now. What I would like to see is more opportunities for people who are doing what they're told to do their whole life. Get an education, get a degree, find a job. That's getting more and more difficult in New York City because it's so much easier for a huge corporation to hire freelancers for a set amount of time that's shorter and not have to pay into a healthcare for someone, not have to pay into pensions for people. It's sort of the cheap way out.
There are a bunch of people here for different reasons, but the message is the same. We're fed up. Fed up of not really having a democracy because all these people are not voting for what's happening. And I feel just we're at the epicenter in New York. It's a great place to be. You feel the vibe, you feel the energy, the love. All ages, all races, all religions are gathered here to say, listen to us, we've had enough.
I think it's very good that New York is standing up, recognizing that we can no longer depend on our elected officers to do the job.
I actually live nearby, and I went to school nearby, and I graduated 2 years ago, and I haven't had a full-time job since I graduated.
There is a problem in New York City with the economy, but there's a problem everywhere, Unfortunately, as dismal as it seems like here for people finding jobs, a lot of people still come here just because there's more jobs per capita.
Solving the problem that gets everyone off the ground, this is a dialogue that needs to be open. So it's not just my life, I'm here for everyone who can't be here, just to sort of stand up for, discontentment, disenfranchised for the way that America is right now.
For me, it's about the revival of community. There's been, our dominant culture is meant to separate us so far into our individuality and our own concerns that we forget that we're actually all connected. And to me, this is a revival of interconnectedness and community. So for that to happen in New York, when everyone has these ideas that New Yorkers are cold or won't smile, that's all changing right now.
We're always in such a hurry that that we don't really get to talk to our neighbors that much. And so to be here with all these people and actually getting to know them and sitting together, and there's people in suits, there's people who are homeless, there's people who are in hippie garb, there's people who are wearing feathers in their hair.
There's a lot to do in New York, particularly with rent control. We're losing rent control in New York City.
That working class people get pushed further and further out of the city because they can't afford to live here anymore. But they still have to come in and do the work that we need, from the service industry. But this becomes a city for the global elite. And that is not what New York City is. New York City is for everyone. And I think that doing this repair on our economy is simultaneously helping New York stay New York in the future.
A lot of people don't set homes in New York.
A lot of people actually come here and they're transient, and you know, you make friends with your neighbors and then 6 months they're gone because the rents are just insane.